Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, consider subscribing. It really helps keep these stories coming. And while you're here, let me know in the comments where you're listening from. Now, sit back, relax, and let's get into the story. I clock in at 10:45 at night because the building likes to pretend it never sleeps, and because my life got arranged around other people's 9-to-5 schedules a long time ago. My name is Marco Alvarez. I'm a night shift janitor for a property management company that contracts downtown office buildings. It is not glamorous, but it is steady, and steady has a value when you have rent, a used car with a check engine light that never fully goes away, and a sister who calls you when she is short at the end of the month. The building is a mid-rise on the edge of the loop, close enough to hear the river traffic when it is quiet and close enough to see the glow off Wacker Drive when you look out the wrong window. 17 floors, glass and steel, corporate signage in the lobby that gets swapped every few years. A security desk that looks official until you sit behind it and realize it is mostly a phone. Visitor log that nobody fills out, and 2 monitors that show more reflections than details. I know every corner of it the way some people know their childhood neighborhood. I know which stairwell door sticks at the bottom because the frame is slightly out of square. I know the elevator that hums when it is loaded with more than 6 people. I know the janitor closet on 14 has a broken lock, and the one on 9 has a shelf that will dump mop heads on your shoes if you are careless. I know the smell of the loading dock after the restaurants nearby close, and I know the dull click of the access control system when it decides your badge is allowed. On a normal night, I work a route. I start at the lobby and the first 2 floors, wipe down glass, empty bins, run the floor machine over the marble so it stays shiny, check the bathrooms for anything that will make morning people complain. Then, I ride the service elevator up, floor by floor, doing the tenant suites that pay for extra attention. Some law firms, a marketing company, a small tech office that thinks it is bigger than it is. After midnight, I do the stairwells and the mechanical hallways because nobody wants to see a janitor in a stairwell when they are leaving late and already anxious. Tonight starts like that. Routine, a little boredom, a little peace that comes from knowing exactly what you were supposed to do. I'm in the first floor supply room loading a cart when the lights dip. They do not go out right away. They flicker the way an old lamp flickers when the plug is loose. The overhead fluorescent panels stutter once, twice, and then the building goes into that half-second of silence that you only notice when electricity disappears. Then the emergency lights click on. The exit signs glow their steady red. A few ceiling fixtures in the corridor switch to battery power. Not bright, but enough to keep you from walking into a wall. The security monitors at the desk go black for a second and then come back on with a lower hum, powered by whatever is in the cabinet under the desk. The first time you experience a power event at work, you panic. The 5th time, you check your watch and decide if you are going to get paid overtime. I push my cart out into the lobby and look up. The building's glass doors face the street, and outside I can see the city doing the same thing. Traffic lights blinking off, street lights dimming, window lights across the street going dark in rows like somebody is dragging a hand over a switchboard. A regional blackout is what people will call it later. Minor, they will say, because it lasts less than an hour and because most of the wealthy neighborhoods never lose power at all. But in that moment, it feels big because Chicago is a machine that runs on electricity, and the machine just coughed. From the security desk, a voice says, "You see in this?" It is Darnell. He is the night security guard for the building, a guy in his late 40s who wears his uniform like he is still in the army, even though he never talks about it. He's been here longer than me. He sits behind the desk with a thermos and a radio and a book he pretends he is reading. I walk over. "Yeah," I say, "ComEd again." Darnell snorts. "Ain't ComEd. They don't just drop like that. That's something else." He swivels one of the monitors toward me. The camera feed is grainy in the dark, but you can see the street out front. Headlights. The reflection of emergency lighting on wet pavement from earlier snowmelt. A few people on the sidewalk, moving slower than you would expect for downtown at night. One of them is standing under a street lamp like they are waiting for a bus. But there is no bus stop there. "What's he doing?" I ask, mostly to fill the silence. Darnell zooms the camera in with the joystick. The man's face catches the light. His head is tilted up, eyes pointed at the lamp. Not at the street, not at traffic, just up. He does not move, not even the small shifts people make when they are cold. "Maybe he's drunk," I say. Darnell watches him for another few seconds. Maybe. Or maybe he's stupid. The building systems hold, emergency lighting stays steady. The access control panel in the back hallway gives a small beep every so often as it checks itself. The elevators are parked. The air handling units on the roof are off, so the building gets quieter in a way that makes the lobby feel bigger. My phone buzzes in my pocket. At the same time, Darnell's phone buzzes. Then the building intercom speaker near the elevators chirps once, like it wants to say something but has no message. My screen lights up with the familiar white box and the harsh tone that wireless emergency alerts use. The alert text is short enough to make your stomach drop before your brain has time to argue with it. Emergency alert. Do not go outside at night. That is all it says. No agency name, no map. No until further notice. No explanation. Just those words in all caps, like the phone is yelling at you. Darnell's face changes. He has that look I've seen on cops in the morning when they are too tired to pretend everything is normal. "That's not a weather alert," he says. I swallow. Maybe it's a mistake. We hear sound outside, faint through the glass. A car horn, long and angry, and then another. The city is waking up in the worst way. The power comes back on 3 minutes later like nothing happened. The overhead lights brighten. The building HVAC starts to hum again. The elevator indicator lights return. The security monitors sharpen. Outside, the street lights glow full again. Traffic lights resume their normal cycle. A few pedestrians start moving faster now, like they got permission. But the man under the street lamp does not move. Darnell zooms in again. The man's face is more visible now. His eyes are open. He is blinking, he is breathing. He is standing there like he is listening to the electricity. He turns his head slowly, not like he heard something, but like something pulled his attention sideways. He looks straight at the building's glass doors, straight at the camera. The camera is above eye level, tucked in a corner. Most people don't notice it. This man looks right at it anyway, and for 1 second, the feed is clear enough that I see the shape of his mouth. He smiles. Not a friendly smile, not a drunk smile. Something practiced and wrong, like he is copying the idea of smiling without knowing why. Darnell pulls his hand back from the joystick like it burned him. "Nope." "What?" I ask, but I already know. Darnell reaches for his radio and keys. "I'm locking the vestibule." "We're not supposed to." "Man, my phone just told me not to go outside at night," he snaps. "It's night." He steps out from behind the desk, moves with purpose to the glass doors, and hits the button that releases the magnetic lock so he can open them. He opens the inner set first, the vestibule door that separates the lobby from the street doors. He checks the street doors. They are closed, but the latch is not fully seated. He pushes them tight and flips the manual deadbolt that most people don't know is there because it is hidden behind a chrome plate. Then he closes the inner door and locks it. 2 layers of glass between us and the street. He comes back and looks at me. "You got family out there?" "My sister's in Pilsen," I say. "My mom's in Berwyn." "Call them." I pull my phone up and dial my sister, Lucia. The call rings twice and then goes to voicemail. I try again, same result, I text. The message stays on sending for longer than it should. Darnell tries someone too. He mutters into the phone, then curses quietly and ends the call. Network's jammed. Maybe everyone got the alert and started calling, I say, grasping for normal reasons. Darnell points at the monitors. Look! The street camera shows more people now. They are not running. They are not panicking. They are walking like the sidewalks are conveyor belts, and they are just going where they are supposed to go. But they are all drifting toward pools of light, toward street lamps, storefront signs, headlights when a car stops too long. It takes me a moment to notice the pattern because my brain doesn't want to see it. It's subtle. People don't walk in straight lines when they're tired. They cut corners. They wander. These people are too consistent. They are drawn to light, and they move like they have rehearsed it. A police cruiser rolls up on the street, slows near the building, then stops. 2 officers get out. Their body language looks irritated, like they're responding to a complaint they don't want. One of them points at a cluster of people under a lamp half a block away. The other touches his radio mic. They walk toward the group. The people do not turn. One officer reaches out as if to tap someone's shoulder. The street light above them flickers once. Not like before, not like a power issue. Just a quick dip, like the darkness blinked. The camera feed distorts, grainy for half a second, and then clears. The officers are gone. The people under the light are still there, standing, looking up. Darnell leans forward, face close to the screen. What the? I feel my scalp tighten. Maybe they walked out of frame. They didn't, Darnell says, voice flat. They didn't move. They were there, and then they weren't. We replay the footage with the DVR controls. Darnell has access to the security system. He scrubs back 10 seconds, hits play. The same thing happens, the same flicker, the same smear across the image, and then empty sidewalk where 2 officers were. Darnell doesn't speak for a full minute. He just watches the screen like if he stares hard enough it will correct itself. Then the radio on the desk crackles. Not the building radio, the portable police scanner Darnell keeps because he likes to know what is happening around us. It catches a burst of traffic, an officer calling in a noise complaint. Another voice acknowledging. A few words about unresponsive, a unit number, then static. Then a different voice, strained and too loud, saying something about lights and don't, and it cuts out like someone unplugged the world. Darnell shuts the scanner off. Okay, he says slowly. Okay, we stay in here, we don't open doors, we don't go outside. I force myself to breathe. The alert said at night. Maybe there's something in the streets. Darnell gives me a look that says I'm behind. There is something in the dark. The building seems too bright now, like the fluorescent lights are an insult. I move toward the lobby windows and look out. The street is still moving. Cars are still driving. People are still walking. But it's like the city has split in half. Normal motion in the bright areas, and stillness around certain street lamps where people gather and stop. 1 block over, where a row of lights is out for some reason, the sidewalk is empty. Not late night empty. Empty like everyone agreed not to be there. I back away from the glass. Darnell says, we should call building management. Who? I ask. It's almost midnight. I don't care. He grabs the desk phone and calls the property management emergency number. It rings. It goes to voicemail. He hangs up and calls again. Same. He looks at me like he expects me to have an answer, and I don't. I do what I always do when things are out of my control. I go to my routine. I push my cart toward the service corridor. I'm gonna check the floors, I say, even though it sounds ridiculous. Darnell grabs my arm. No, we stay together. It's the building, I argue. If there's a tenant still here, if someone didn't get the alert. They got it, he says. Everybody got it. Still, he hesitates. He is a security guard. His job is to account for people. He looks at the monitor bank, at the empty lobby, at the doors. Fine, he says. We do a sweep, we stay inside, we lock behind us. He grabs his keys, his radio, and a heavy flashlight from under the desk. I stare at it like it's a lifeline. We have light, I say before I can stop myself. He gives me another look. We have light now. We move through the first floor. The tenant suites on the first floor are dark, doors closed. The building's common hallway lights are on. Everything feels normal if you don't look out the windows. The service corridor behind the lobby leads to the loading dock, the electrical room, the sprinkler riser, and the trash compactor area. It smells like cardboard and disinfectant. It comforts me because it's familiar. The loading dock camera feed on a small monitor shows the alley. The alley lights are on. The alley is empty. We check the restrooms. Empty. We check the conference center. Empty. We take the service elevator up to floor 6 because that floor has a tenant that sometimes keeps people late. A small finance firm with a habit of working past midnight when the market does something wild. The elevator hums, the doors open, and the hallway is lit. Everything is fine. Until we reach the east-facing windows and look out. From this angle, we can see deeper into the grid of streets, into River North. You can see clusters of light like islands and darker blocks like holes. In the holes, nothing moves. In the islands, you can see people, small at this distance, gathered under lamps in neat little groups. Darnell says quietly, "They're doing it everywhere." My phone buzzes again. Another alert. Emergency alert. If you are inside, stay inside. Do not look into unlit areas. That second line turns my stomach. It's specific in a way that means someone knows what is happening. It also means someone knows people are going to do exactly that. I lower my phone like it's hot. Unlit areas, I repeat. Darnell's jaw works, like the alley, like the dark blocks, like the spaces between streetlights. We keep moving. On floor 9, we find the first sign that the building is not as empty as we assumed. A door is propped open with a chair. It's one of the tenant suite doors, glass with a metal frame, the kind that locks automatically when it closes. Someone has shoved a chair under the handle to keep it from shutting. Darnell curses under his breath. That's a violation. We should close it, I say. We should see who did it, he replies, and pushes the door open. The suite inside is dark except for the glow of computer monitors in the open office area. It looks like people left in a hurry. Jackets on chairs, a coffee mug still on a desk, a printer tray open like someone was loading paper and walked away. We step in. Darnell's flashlight beam cuts across the carpet. The light makes the place look smaller, like it's shrinking away from the dark corners. "Hello?" Darnell calls. "Security." No answer. We move deeper. The office has interior glass walls and conference rooms. The beam passes over a whiteboard covered in numbers and arrows, the kind of stuff people write when they think writing makes them smarter. Then the light hits a face. A young woman is sitting under a desk in the corner, knees to her chest, arms wrapped tight around them. Her eyes are wide, her mouth is slightly open. She looks like she has been holding her breath for a long time. Darnell freezes. "Ma'am?" She flinches at his voice like it's too loud. Then she lunges out from under the desk toward the light like she's reaching for oxygen. "Don't turn it off," she says, voice shaking. "Don't turn it off, please." "It's okay," I say, crouching a little so I'm not towering over her. "We're inside, you're safe." She laughs once, sharp and wrong. "Safe? You didn't see it." Darnell keeps the flashlight steady. "What's your name?" "Rachel," she says, swallowing. "I was working late. The power went out. The alert came. I thought it was like a curfew, like riots. I was going to leave, but then the second alert said, 'Stay inside.' So I stayed." She points toward the windows with a trembling finger. "Then the lights outside started changing. People stopped under the lamps. And when the street went dark on the corner, I saw something move." "What?" Darnell asks. Rachel shakes her head hard like she wants to shake the memory out. "I don't know. It wasn't a person. It was like the shape of a person, but not right. It moved where the light wasn't. I feel my skin prickle. In the shadows?" "Not shadows," she says, snapping her eyes to me. "Not shadows from lamps. The places where there was no light at all, the gaps, the holes." She wipes her face with the back of her hand. "I called 911. It rang. Then it was just nothing. No recorded message, no busy signal, just nothing." Darnell looks at me. His flashlight beam trembles for the first time. "We're going back down," he says. "We're locking this place up. Rachel, you're coming with us." Rachel nods too fast. "Yes, yes." We escort her to the elevator. She stays close to the flashlight beam like if she steps out of it, she will disappear. As the elevator descends, the building's normal hum feels thinner, like the systems are working but the city around us is not. When we reach the lobby again, the street camera shows more people gathered. The man under the street lamp is still there. Now there are 3 more around him, all looking up. The police cruiser is still parked where it stopped earlier, doors open, empty. Rachel sees the monitor and covers her mouth. "That's them," she whispers. "They're still there." Darnell locks the inner vestibule door again and pulls the metal security gate down behind the glass doors. It's the kind of roll-down gate that's supposed to deter theft after hours. The gate clatters into place and makes the lobby feel like a cage. "Now we wait," he says. "How long?" Rachel asks. Darnell looks at his watch. "Until morning." I check mine. It's 12:22. That's a long wait. We settle in the security room behind the desk, a small space with monitors, a chair, a cabinet, and a coffee machine that tastes like burnt plastic but keeps you awake. The building's security room has a solid door. It has no windows. That feels good. I sit on a plastic chair and listen to the building. Air moves through ducts. Water runs somewhere. The occasional ping of the elevator control system. Rachel sits on the floor because she can't seem to relax enough for a chair. She keeps staring at the flashlight. Darnell keeps the scanner on low volume. Mostly static, a few bursts of fragmented calls. Something about unresponsive. Something about don't go near the... and then nothing again. At 1:30, the building receives a third alert. Emergency alert. Sunset to sunrise, no outdoor activity. Keep lights on. Do not open doors or windows. Darnell reads it out loud and lets out a slow breath. Keep lights on, he repeats. Rachel swallows. What if the lights go out? Darnell looks at me because he knows I'm the one who knows the building. We got emergency power, right? I hesitate. The honest answer is complicated. The building is supposed to have emergency lighting by code. It has battery-backed exit signs and emergency fixtures that kick on when normal power drops. It is supposed to have a backup generator for life safety systems, at least for the fire pump and the alarms and some lighting in stairwells. But I also know what people sign off on and what people actually maintain are not always the same. I know the generator on the roof has been scheduled for service for 2 months because the maintenance company is behind and management doesn't want to pay for expedited work. I know the emergency light batteries in the stairwells have been chirping for replacement and nobody has ordered new ones yet. I know because I'm the guy who reports it and then watches it stay on the list. We have some backup, I say carefully. Emergency lights, exit signs. Darnell's eyes narrow. Some. The generator's been out for maintenance, I admit. Rachel's face drains. Out for maintenance? You're joking. I'm not, I say. It's supposed to be tested weekly. They didn't. Darnell rubs his face with one hand. So, if we lose power again, we'll have emergency lights for a while, I say, but not for hours, not the whole building. Rachel stares at the monitor wall as if she can force the outside lights to stay on with her mind. 2:27. The first real sign that the building's luck is running out comes as a sound, not a visual. The lobby's recessed lights flicker. Just once. Darnell sits up. That better not be. The lights flicker again, longer. A half-second dip that makes the monitor's reflections shift. Then they steady. I hold my breath. The building is still connected to the grid. This isn't a full outage. It feels like something tugging at power, like the city's electrical system is under strain. Outside on the street camera, the street lamp across the road flares brighter for a moment. The people under it tilt their heads a few degrees more, as if the brightness is a sound they can hear. Darnell whispers, "They're feeding off it." Rachel makes a small sound like a sob. That's what it felt like the lights were doing something. At 2:49, my phone finally receives a text from Lucia. It comes in delayed, like it's been sitting in a queue. "Marco, where are you? They said stay inside, Mom is with me, do not go outside." I exhale hard, relief and dread together. I text back, "In a building downtown, safe for now, stay inside, lock doors, keep lights on." The message sends, but it takes too long to show delivered. The network is struggling, the city is struggling. At 3:15, the building loses power. There's no gentle dip this time, no flicker. The lights go out like someone cut a cable. The monitors black out, the coffee machine dies mid-gurgle. The hum of HVAC stops. The security room becomes instantly silent and dark. For a fraction of a second, nobody moves. Your brain does a quick inventory. Eyes, ears, heart, air, then your body reacts. Rachel screams. It's short and sharp, then she clamps her hands over her mouth like she's afraid the sound will attract something. Darnell swears and clicks his flashlight on. Nothing happens. He clicks again. Again. The flashlight is dead. "I charged it," he says, voice rising. "I charged it this afternoon." "It might have been on a bad battery," I say, but my words sound small. The emergency lighting is supposed to kick on now. It's supposed to give us a dim, safe glow. It does not. The building is black. No exit sign glow, no corridor emergency fixtures. Nothing. Rachel makes a choking sound. "No," she whispers. "No, no, no." Darnell reaches for the desk drawer. "I got another." He digs, frantic. Papers rustle. A keyring clinks. Then his hands hit something plastic. He pulls out a small penlight, the kind you get for checking IDs. He clicks it. A weak beam appears, barely more than a candle. It shakes in his hand. It is light, though. Real light. Rachel crawls toward it like it's warmth. My phone screen is black. Battery is low. The earlier alerts and constant searching for signal drained it. I press the side button. Nothing. Dead. The security room door is a dark rectangle in a darker wall. We're 3 people in a lightless building with a penlight and no backup power. And the city outside is still night. Darnell forces his voice low. Okay, we stay in here." Rachel shakes her head, eyes shining wet in the tiny beam. "In here? With no cameras? No way to see outside?" "We can't go out there," he says, and points toward where the lobby doors would be. "That's the whole point." My mouth is dry. How long until dawn? I don't need to check a clock. My body knows it's late, but I need the number. Darnell's watch face glows faintly because it's the kind with luminous hands. He angles it into the penlight. 3:16, he says. Sunrise is what, 7? Winter, I say, around 7:10, maybe 7:15. Rachel starts shaking. That's 4 hours. More like 4, I correct automatically, then hate myself for being precise when she is terrified. Just under 4. Darnell's jaw clenches. We can do 4 hours. But the concept in my head, the one that has been forming since the first alert, sharpens now that the lights are out. The alert said, keep lights on. We can't. Which means we are now in the condition the alert warned against. I listen, straining, and for a moment I think I hear something. Not a footstep, not a voice, a faint pressure change. Like air moving through a crack that shouldn't exist. Darnell hears it too. He lifts the penlight slightly, beam trembling. You hear that? Rachel's eyes dart. What is it? I swallow. The building's settling? But it's not the building settling. I've worked here long enough to know its normal creaks. This is different. This sounds like soft fabric dragging along glass somewhere far away. Then the lobby door chimes rings. It's a cheerful, electronic ding-dong. The sound it makes when someone opens the outer vestibule door. In the dark, it is the worst sound I've ever heard. Rachel clamps her hands over her mouth again. Darnell's face goes pale. The street doors, I whisper. They're locked, Darnell says, but the confidence is gone. We hear it again. The chime, slightly muffled, as if the door is opening and closing slowly. Then a tapping. Not a hard pounding, gentle taps like fingernails on glass. Rachel whispers, barely audible, they can't come in, like she's trying to convince herself. Darnell inches toward the security room door. He turns the knob very slowly and cracks it open just enough to see the lobby. The penlight beam cuts through the crack. A thin line of light. I lean in behind him, careful not to touch the door because the urge to slam it shut is strong. The lobby is a black cavern. The only light is Darnell's weak beam, and it doesn't reach the glass doors. But we can hear the tapping. Closer now, more deliberate. Then a sound like someone breathing right on the glass. Darnell shuts the door quietly and locks it. His fingers fumble on the latch. We're not opening anything, he whispers. We're not going out there. Rachel's teeth chatter. What do they want? Darnell looks at the penlight, then at the dark around us. They want the lights off, he says. They want it dark. My mind jumps to the second alert. Do not look into unlit areas. We are inside an unlit area now. Maybe the warning isn't only about the outside. Maybe it's about the condition of darkness itself. I force my thoughts into practical channels because panic is a dead end. We need light, I whisper. Real light, not this. Darnell's eyes flick to me. From where? I think of the building like a diagram. Electrical room, panels, emergency circuits, battery backups, exit signs. Then I think of something else, the maintenance closet. Most janitor closets have supplies that are not flashlights, but can make light. Glow sticks from safety kits, small emergency lanterns somebody left from a fire drill. Even a box of old chemical light sticks from the last building safety inspection. It's not guaranteed, but it's a possibility. Janitor closet, I say. Second floor has a safety cabinet. I've seen light sticks, the kind you crack. Rachel shakes her head hard. No, leaving this room. We can't sit here in total darkness, I say, trying to keep my voice steady. The alert told us to keep lights on. It mattered. Darnell hesitates. He is weighing two bad choices. The tapping at the glass continues, steady, patient. Tap, tap, tap. It sounds like something that knows time doesn't scare it. Darnell whispers, "We go together. We don't split. We keep the door locked behind us. We move fast." Rachel grabs his sleeve. "Don't." Darnell looks down at her hand, then up at me. 2 minutes, in and out. I nod, even though my stomach is a tight knot. We open the security room door and step into the lobby. The penlight beam is a narrow tunnel. Outside of it is pure black. Not dim, not shadowed. Black like the building has been erased. We move slowly, one step at a time. I keep my hand on the wall to orient myself. Darnell keeps the penlight aimed low so we don't blind ourselves with glare off polished surfaces. The tapping stops. That is somehow worse. We reach the security desk area. I know the layout by memory, but the absence of light makes it unfamiliar. The marble floor reflects nothing. The lobby feels huge, like a hangar. We angle toward the corridor that leads to the service elevator. Then the air shifts. It's subtle. A pressure change. A coldness that touches exposed skin like someone opened a door to winter. Rachel gasps behind me. Darnell holds the penlight up, and in the thin beam, I see something that makes my brain stumble. At the far end of the lobby, near the glass doors, there's a shape pressed against the inside of the vestibule. Not a person. Not clearly. It's like the outline of a body, but wrong in the joints. The limbs are too straight, too long. The head is tilted sideways at an angle a neck shouldn't allow. And it's not coming through the door, it's just there, as if it grew out of the darkness itself and leaned in. The penlight beam touches it, and for a second it reacts, not like something hit by light, like something noticing a sound. The shape turns, slowly, toward us. I cannot see details, I cannot see eyes. I can only see the way the darkness inside it seems deeper than the darkness around it. Rachel makes a small whimper. Darnell whispers, "Don't look at it." But I already am. The warning wasn't "don't go near." It was "do not look." I force my eyes down, away from the shape. I focus on the floor, on the line where marble meets carpet. "Move," I whisper. We move. The penlight beam wobbles as Darnell steps backward towards the service corridor. The shape near the doors doesn't chase, it doesn't rush. It just shifts, like it's adjusting to keep us in some invisible boundary. As soon as we cross into the service corridor, the air pressure normalizes. The cold touch fades. The corridor is still dark, but it feels less active. Darnell exhales hard. Okay, closet, now." We reach the service elevator. The call button does nothing. No power, of course. We take the stairs, I say. Stairwell doors are supposed to have glowing exit signs. There are none. I find the handle by feel. I push. The door opens with a heavy latch sound. Inside, it's black. The penlight beam catches the edge of a concrete step. The stairwell smells like dust and old paint. We climb. I count steps in my head because it keeps panic from grabbing me. 12 steps to the landing. Turn. Another 12. The penlight beam shakes with each movement. On the second floor, we push the door open into the hallway. The hallway is black too. The building's normal nightlights are gone. The dim glow from outside that would usually seep through windows is absent because the blinds are down and because the street outside is no longer a reliable light source. "Where's the closet?" Darnell whispers. "Left," I say. "Past the restrooms by the service elevator." We move along the wall. My fingers find the corner of a framed tenant directory. The frame is cold. I keep going. Halfway down, I notice something that makes my skin prickle again. The hallway carpeting is damp. Not wet like a spill. Damp like fog settled into it. I lower my hand and touch it. Cold moisture clings to my fingers. Rachel whispers, It's getting in. I don't answer because I don't know what it is, and naming it feels like inviting it closer. We reach the janitor closet. I find the key ring clipped to my belt and fumble in the dark. The building's janitor closets use a standard key. My hands shake as I insert it. The lock clicks. I pull the door open. The smell of cleaning chemicals hits me, familiar and sharp. Neutral floor cleaner, bleach tablets, trash bag plastic. It steadies me for a second because it's normal. Inside the closet, the pen light beam reveals shelves and a mop bucket and a yellow "Caution Wet Floor" sign. I reach for the safety cabinet mounted on the wall. It's a gray metal box with a little latch. We keep it stocked with basic emergency supplies because management likes to say they care. I flip the latch. The cabinet door swings open. I feel around. My fingertips hit plastic-wrapped packages. I pull one out. A chemical light stick. Neon green, individually wrapped. I squeeze it like it might vanish. "We have them," I whisper. Darnell's shoulders drop a fraction. "How many?" I grab another and another. "A bunch!" Rachel's breathing is fast. "Crack them. Crack them now." I tear open the first package with my teeth because my hands aren't cooperating. I pull the stick free. I bend it until it snaps with a soft crack. Then I shake it. Green light blooms, faint at first, then stronger. It's not as bright as a flashlight, but it's real. It fills the closet with a sickly glow. Rachel sobs with relief. "Light," she whispers. I crack 3 more and hand one to Darnell, one to Rachel, and keep 2. The hallway outside is still dark, but now we have 4 glowing sticks between us. It feels like armor. Darnell looks at the sticks and then at me. "We need more than this." "These last hours," I say. "Maybe." He shakes his head. "We need to get the building lights back, or at least the lobby gate. Or the stairwell lights, something." My mind goes to the electrical room on the first floor. Breakers, main feeds, the building's distribution panels. If power is out, it's either a grid failure, a building main disconnect, or something tripped. But the city was back on. The building went out alone. That suggests something inside the building failed, or something pulled it down. "We can check the electrical room," I say, and immediately regret saying it because it means moving deeper into the building with minimal light. Darnell stares at me. "You know it?" "I know where it is," I correct, "and I know what the labels mean. I'm not an electrician." Rachel clutches her glow stick in both hands. "Don't do it. Stay here. Wait for morning." "And if morning doesn't fix it?" Darnell asks, voice harsh. "If this is, whatever this is, and the building stays dark, then what? We just sit in a dark box and hope?" Rachel has no answer. She looks like she wants to fold into herself. I say, "We have to at least try to bring up emergency lighting. If we can get stairwell lights, we can move safer." Darnell nods once. Decision made. We go down. Electrical room, fast. We keep light sticks between us. We don't look into the dark. That last part is almost funny. The whole building is dark. But I understand what he means now. There are shades of dark. There are places that feel passive and places that feel like they're watching. We leave the closet and close it behind us. The glow sticks paint our hands green. As we return to the stairwell, I notice the dampness on the carpet again, stronger now. The air feels heavier, like humidity without warmth. The stairwell itself is dry, concrete, enclosed. It feels safer. We descend quickly, but not so fast we trip. The glow sticks give just enough light to see the edge of steps. On the first floor, we push into the service corridor. The corridor is colder than before. I can see my breath faintly in the green glow, which should not happen in a heated building even if the HVAC is off. The cold is unnatural. As we approach the electrical room door, the glow sticks dim slightly. Not a lot, but enough that I notice. Rachel notices too. Her eyes widen. Why is it dimmer? They're chemical, I say automatically. They fade over time. But it hasn't been enough time. Darnell's jaw tightens. Open it. The electrical room door is heavy and marked with warnings. I find the handle and pull. It resists, then opens. Inside is a room of metal cabinets, conduit lines, and the smell of warm dust that lingers even when power is off. Normally, there are small indicator lights on panels. Tonight, nothing. The glow sticks illuminate labels: main switchgear, house panel, elevator disconnect, fire alarm panel feed. I keep my hands away from anything exposed because I'm not interested in dying for a building. I find the main panel and check for obvious signs. A tripped main breaker, a disconnect thrown. Everything looks in place. The main switch is still in the on position. Darnell whispers, "So why is it dead?" I look at the side of the panel where a smaller box is mounted. The security system's battery backup. A UPS, uninterruptible power supply. It should keep cameras and access control running for a while. Its display is blank. The building didn't just lose power. It lost backup too. I crouch and open the panel door on a smaller cabinet labeled Emergency Lighting Inverter. It's supposed to feed emergency fixtures from batteries. Inside, I find the battery bank. It's a row of sealed lead-acid batteries, the kind that need regular replacement. The terminals are intact, no burn marks. But there's a tag hanging from the cabinet. Replacement overdue. Of course. I close it, anger rising like heat. Batteries are dead, I whisper. They never replace them. Darnell swears under his breath, then stops, like he remembers sound matters. "So, we can't get lights," Rachel says, voice cracking. "We might get some," I say, scanning. There's another cabinet labeled Generator Transfer Switch. It's the switchgear that senses loss of utility power and starts the generator, then transfers load. I open the small inspection window. It's dark. No indicator lights. The generator didn't start because it's offline, like I said. The transfer switch might be dead too. Darnell grips his glow stick so hard it bends slightly. "So, we're stuck with these." "We can ration," I say, trying to sound calm. "Crack more when these fade." Rachel whispers, "The alert said keep lights on. Like it's afraid of light. Or like it needs darkness." The thought lands heavy. A faint sound comes from outside the electrical room. Not the lobby tapping, something else. A soft scraping. Slow, like something dragging along the service corridor wall. Darnell turns his head toward the door, glow stick raised. "Don't," I whisper, "don't look into it." But he has to see to survive. He edges to the door and cracks it. Green light spills into the corridor through the crack. For a second, we see nothing. Then, at the edge of the light, we see movement. Not a person stepping into view. A distortion. Like the air is thicker in one spot, like heat shimmer but cold. It shifts away from the light immediately, retreating into darkness with a smoothness that makes my stomach turn. It doesn't run. It slides. Rachel clamps a hand over her mouth. Darnell shuts the door and locks it without thinking. Like a door lock matters to something that isn't using doors. The scraping sound stops. We stand in the electrical room breathing too loud. "Okay," Darnell whispers, "we go back. Now." We move past. We don't run because running in the dark breaks bones, but we move with urgency. As we exit into the service corridor, I feel the cold pressure again, like something is aware of us. The glow sticks seem dimmer, their green less confident. The lobby is ahead, unseen. The security room is beyond. We reach the corner where the corridor meets the lobby entrance. And there, in the darkness of the lobby, we hear a new sound. Not tapping, not breathing. A low, steady murmur, like many voices speaking at once in a whisper too quiet to form words. Rachel whimpers. "They're in there." Darnell's face is tight. "We don't go into the lobby." "We have to," I whisper. "Security room is on the other side." Darnell looks at the service elevator. "We can go up, cross on second, come down the other stairwell." Rachel shakes her head. "No more moving." "We can't stand here," I say, and I hate how reasonable I sound while fear claws at my ribs. This corridor has no doors except electrical. The lobby has open space. We need a room. Darnell nods. Up. We hit the stairwell again and climb to the second floor. The glow sticks cast our shadows on concrete, big and distorted. At the second floor hallway, we push out and move toward the stairwell that leads down to the lobby on the opposite side of the building. This route avoids the lobby's central open area. It's more enclosed. Safer, maybe. Halfway across the second floor hall, the air changes again. The hallway is lined with glass panels that look out onto the street. Normally at night, the streetlights would paint faint reflections, and you'd see moving headlights. Now, the windows show almost nothing. Not because the street is black, but because the darkness outside looks thick, like it is swallowing distant light. Rachel whispers, "Don't look." I keep my eyes on the carpet and the wall trim. I focus on the glow-stick circle of light. Then I notice something on the glass. A handprint. Pressed from the outside. That is impossible on the second floor, unless someone is on a ladder or a lift, and there are no lifts out there in the dark. The handprint is pale, not smudged with dirt, just an impression, like condensation shaped itself into fingers. I force my eyes away. We reach the opposite stairwell. We go down. As we descend toward the lobby level, the whispering grows louder, seeping through the stairwell door like fog. Darnell pauses at the landing. He listens. "They're in the lobby," he whispers. "How?" Rachel's voice is small. The dark comes in. We reach the first floor door and hold still. The whispering is right there now, on the other side. I place my hand on the push bar. The metal is cold. Darnell raises his glow stick, angles it so the green light will spill into the lobby when we open. "On 3, he whispers. Rachel shakes her head, tears on her cheeks. "Please." 1, Darnell says. 2, 3. He pushes. The door opens into the lobby. Green light spills out in a wedge. For a moment, the lobby is empty in that wedge. Marble floor, the edge of the security desk, a column. Then the light touches something in the middle of the lobby and reveals it like a photograph developing. It is a person. Standing upright, perfectly still. Not pressed against glass, not leaning. Standing in the lobby, 10 yards from us, facing slightly toward the ceiling, head tilted like the man outside under the street lamp. I cannot understand how he got in. The doors are locked. The gate is down. There is no broken glass sound, no forced entry. But he is here. And behind him, in the edge of the green light, there are more shapes. Not fully visible, but suggested. A shoulder, a head, the outline of someone standing just outside the light. The whispering is not coming from the whole lobby, it is coming from them. Darnell's breath catches. Rachel makes a choking sound. The person in the light turns his head slowly toward us. His face is visible for the first time in the green glow. It is not damaged, it is not monstrous, it is normal in the way a stranger's face is normal. It could be a guy from an office, a guy from the street, anyone. But his eyes are wrong. Not in shape, in focus. They're fixed on the glow stick like it is the only thing in the world, and his pupils look too wide. He takes one step forward. Not fast. Deliberate. Then another. Darnell's hand tightens on the door. He doesn't slam it shut yet. He's frozen between fear and duty. Rachel whispers, "Close it." The man takes another step. The edge of the green light touches his shirt and I see something that makes me recoil. There's a small pin on his chest, like a corporate badge, and on it, there's a tiny reflection of green. His head tilts further, as if he's trying to align his eyes with the source. Behind him, the other shapes shift. They are responding. They move like a group waking up. Darnell slams the door shut and locks it. The whispering becomes louder for a second, like irritation. Then, from the other side of the door, we hear tapping. Not on glass, on the metal door. Tap, tap. Rachel backs up, shaking. They're inside, they're inside. Darnell grabs her arm. Move. We run up the stairs. I don't care about tripping now. I care about distance, enclosed space, separation. We reach the second floor and push into the hallway. We move fast toward the janitor closet again because it is the only room we know has supplies and a lock that isn't just an interior latch. The glow sticks are dimmer now, their green fading. We reach the closet. I fumble the key. My fingers slip. I swear under my breath and force my hands to work. The lock clicks. We pile in and shut the door behind us. Inside the closet, the air is thick with chemical smell. It feels like a bunker. Rachel collapses against the mop bucket, sobbing silently. Darnell stands by the door, glow stick raised like it's a weapon, even though it's not. I crack 2 more sticks and shake them hard. The green brightens again, filling the closet with light. Darnell exhales, then speaks in a voice that is very controlled. They were in the lobby. I saw, I whisper. How did they get in? Rachel asks, voice broken. I look around the closet like answers might be on the shelves. Maybe they weren't outside. Maybe the thing in the dark makes them. Rachel shakes her head. They were real people. They were walking outside. Then something brought them in, Darnell says, and his eyes flick to the ceiling, to the vents, or brought something that looks like them. We fall silent as we listen. Through the closet door, we hear nothing for a while. Then, very faintly, the tapping again. Farther away, maybe from the stairwell door on the first floor, maybe from the lobby. Then a different sound. A soft scratching at the hallway carpet outside the closet, like something dragging a hand along it. Rachel squeezes her eyes shut. No. Darnell whispers, keep the light up. I hold 2 glow sticks in my hand, their green light reflecting off the metal shelves. The light is steady, but I can't stop thinking about how temporary it is. Chemical light sticks last maybe 8 to 12 hours depending on quality, but they dim over time. We have a limited supply. The alert said keep lights on, not use glow sticks, not stay in closets. This is bigger than our little bubble of green. We sit in the closet for what feels like an hour, but when I check my watch face by the glow, it's only 3:48. Time has slowed. The scratching outside moves closer, then stops. We hear a soft sound like someone breathing just on the other side of the door. Rachel's hand clamps onto my sleeve. Her fingers are cold. Darnell lifts his glow stick higher, as if the light can burn through the door. A voice speaks from the hallway. It's calm, normal, a man's voice. Hello, it says. Rachel stiffens. Darnell's eyes widen. The voice is not whispering. It's speaking at a normal volume like someone is trying to get our attention without yelling. Security, it says. Is anyone there? I recognize the voice. It's Mr. Haskins. He's the building engineer. Not the chief engineer, but the guy who handles day-to-day mechanical checks. The guy who complains about tenants blocking vents and who leaves notes about not storing supplies in electrical rooms. He's been in this building 20 years. He should not be here at 3:48 in the morning. Darnell leans toward the door, voice barely audible. Haskins? The voice responds instantly. Yes, it's me. Thank God. Open the door. We need to get the generator started. The building's dead. Rachel shakes her head violently, mouthing, No. Darnell hesitates. How did you get up here? A pause. Just long enough. The stairs, the voice says, a little too quick. I came up the stairs. Open up. Rachel whispers, It's not him, it's copying him. Darnell's hand hovers near the doorknob. The voice outside changes slightly, still calm but with an edge. Open the door, Darnell. Darnell freezes. How do you know my name? Another pause, longer. Then the voice says softer, Because I know you. Open up. My skin goes cold. It's not just mimicking his sound, it's trying to use familiarity. I whisper, Don't. Rachel is shaking so hard the glow sticks in her hand tremble. Darnell backs away from the door slowly. No, he says, voice firm now. Not opening. Outside, silence. Then a gentle tapping on the closet door. Tap, tap, tap. Then the voice again, no longer pretending. It still uses Haskins' tone, but there's something layered under it, like multiple people speaking in sync. Lights, it says softly. Turn them off. Rachel whimpers. Darnell raises his glow stick higher, as if defiance can be measured in lumens. No, he repeats. Go away. The tapping stops. Then, from the hallway, we hear something slide across the carpet, slow and heavy, like a body being dragged. It moves away. Rachel covers her face with her hands and cries silently. I force myself to breathe and think. We cannot stay trapped in a closet until dawn if whatever is outside can talk and tap and move like it owns the building. But we also can't walk through a black building with fading light and unknown shapes waiting at the edge. We need a better position. Somewhere enclosed, with fewer entry points, and ideally with a way to see without looking into darkness. The security room is solid, but it's on the other side of the lobby and might not be reachable. There is one place in the building that is designed to be a refuge. The stairwell. Not for comfort, for fire. But it's concrete, it has heavy doors. It has no windows. It's a vertical tunnel we can control. If we go into the stairwell and stay there, we reduce exposure to open dark spaces, and we can hold the stairwell door shut if something tries to open it. But the stairwell is dark too, and it has landings and doors on every floor. Still, it's better than a closet with a single door that something can stand outside and whisper through. I tell Darnell quietly, stairwell. He looks at me. What? We go into the stairwell and stay there until dawn, I say. Concrete, fewer angles. If something comes, we can keep distance. Rachel shakes her head. No moving. No. Darnell's eyes flick to the door, as if measuring the risk. If we open this closet door, they might be right there. We crack more light sticks and hold them out first, I say, like a barrier. Darnell grimaces. We can try. Rachel whispers, what if it's waiting for us to leave? It's already waiting, Darnell says, not unkindly. We can't be paralyzed. We prepare. We crack 4 more glow sticks. We shake them. Now we have a cluster of green light, brighter than before, enough to fill the closet and spill under the door seam. We arrange ourselves. Darnell at the door, me behind him, Rachel behind me. Darnell will open the door crack while holding 2 sticks out like a line of light. He unlocks it. He takes a breath. Then he opens it. Green light spills into the hallway. Nothing is there. No feet, no shadow, no shape. The hallway carpet looks damp still but empty. We step out. We move quickly to the stairwell door and push through. Inside the stairwell, the concrete absorbs sound. The air is colder. It's quiet in a way that makes your ears ring. We shut the door behind us. For the first time in a while, I feel a small sense of control. The stairwell door is heavy, it latches. It doesn't have glass. Darnell sits on a step, glow stick in hand, and rubs his forehead. Rachel sits 2 steps up, hugging her knees. I stand because standing keeps my blood moving. We wait. Minutes pass. Then, from below, from the direction of the lobby, we hear the stairwell door handle rattle. Not a loud bang. A careful test. The latch holds. The handle rattles again, slower, like something learning. Rachel's breathing speeds up. Darnell raises a glow stick. "Go away," he says toward the door. Silence. Then the handle rattles once more. Then stops. We sit in the stairwell with green light and cold air and the knowledge that something is on the other side. Time crawls. At 4:30, one of the glow sticks dims noticeably. The green becomes softer, less aggressive. We crack another and replace it. Rachel whispers, "How many do we have left?" I count mentally. We took a handful. The cabinet had more. But more is still finite. "Enough for morning," I say, hoping it's true. At 5:10, the building makes a sound that we feel more than hear. A low vibration through the concrete, like something heavy moved far away. It's followed by a faint metallic groan. Darnell whispers, "What was that?" I listen. Then I realize what it might be. "The lobby gate," I say. "The roll-down gate. It might have dropped further when power died." "Or it's being moved," Rachel whispers. We don't go to check. At 5:45, the whispering starts again. Faint at first, seeping up the stairwell like smoke. It's not words. It's a chorus of soft sound that makes your skin crawl. Rachel presses her hands to her ears. "Make it stop." Darnell looks at me, eyes hard. "We can't stay here if it can reach us like that." "It's not reaching," I whisper. "It's calling." "To what? To whom?" I don't say it. Rachel whispers, "What if it's calling the people outside? What if they're coming in?" Darnell's mouth tightens. Then we keep the door shut. We sit in tense silence. The whispering continues, rising and falling like wind through cracks. At 6:20, something changes. The whispering falters. It doesn't stop, but it loses strength, like a radio signal fading. Rachel lifts her head. "What's happening?" Darnell checks his watch. It's getting closer to morning. The idea hits me like a lifeline. Maybe the phenomenon is tied to darkness, not just the absence of electricity. Maybe dawn matters. Not lights, but actual sunlight. The kind that changes the physics of night. We have to last another hour. At 6:45, the stairwell door handle rattles again, but weaker. Like whatever is on the other side is less certain now. At 7:05, the air changes. It warms slightly. Not comfortable, but less biting. At 7:12, we hear something that makes all three of us freeze. A distant hum. Not the whispering, not tapping. The city's baseline sound. Traffic. A far-off engine, a horn. The normal world, returning. The whispering dissolves like fog. Rachel starts crying again, this time with relief. Darnell exhales so hard his shoulders slump. "Sun's up," he whispers. We don't have a window in the stairwell, but we can feel it. The building's darkness is still there because power is out, but it is no longer that active, pressurized void. It's just dark. I don't move right away because I'm not sure if dawn is enough, but I can't stay in a stairwell forever either. Darnell stands, glow stick in hand, and nods toward the door. "We check," he says. Rachel grabs his sleeve. "Don't." "We have to," he replies, softer. "We can't stay trapped." He opens the stairwell door a crack. Gray light spills in from the hallway, faint but real. It comes from the windows at the ends of corridors, from the ambient daylight outside. The hallway is still, empty. no shapes, no damp sheen on the carpet now. It looks normal, just dark. We step out. The building is dead electrically, but the morning light makes it less hostile. It also makes the whole situation feel more impossible, like we hallucinated the night. We move carefully down the stairs toward the lobby. The closer we get, the more daylight seeps in through the lobby glass. When we reach the lobby, we stop. The glass doors are intact, the metal gate is down, and the vestibule is empty. The street outside is wrong. Not destroyed, not chaotic, just wrong in a quiet way. Cars are stopped at odd angles, some with doors open. A delivery truck is half parked on the curb like the driver got out mid-turn. There are no pedestrians. The street is empty in full daylight, which should never happen downtown. Across the street, under the same street lamp where the man stood all night, there is nothing now. No man, no group, just a street lamp and a patch of sidewalk that looks darker than the rest, as if it didn't dry after rain. Darnell walks to the camera monitor bank, which is dead. He sets his glow stick down on the desk and stares at the dark screens like they betrayed him. Rachel whispers, "Are they gone?" I look through the glass, scanning the sidewalks, the alleys, the gaps between buildings. The daylight makes the city look normal, but the absence of people makes it feel staged, like a movie set before actors arrive. I don't see any shapes. But I remember the alert, sunset to sunrise, no outdoor activity. It didn't say the threat was gone during the day. It implied the threat had a schedule. Darnell tests the door handle but doesn't open it yet. We wait for official word, he says, voice steadier now. We don't just walk out. Rachel nods, wiping her cheeks. I'm never working late again. I should laugh. I can't. My phone is still dead. The building phone has no dial tone. The desk radio is silent. We are in a powerless building in a city that looks like it held its breath all night and forgot to inhale. Darnell finally cracks the vestibule door just enough to listen. Outside, distant sirens wail. Not close, far away, scattered. Like the city is trying to reboot emergency services with half its pieces missing. A helicopter thumps overhead, moving north. Its sound fades. Rachel whispers, "We should get to a shelter, somewhere with generators." Darnell closes the door again. We're safer inside until someone tells us otherwise. I look at the lobby clock on the wall. It stopped at 3:15 when the power died. It's a cheap clock tied to the building system. The hands are frozen on the moment everything changed. I think about my sister and my mom. I think about the people under street lamps, heads tilted, eyes fixed on light like moths. I think about the thing pressed against the glass that didn't need to break it to be present. I think about the voice that used Haskins's name. Darnell picks up the pen light again and clicks it. It still works, barely, the weak beam stuttering. In daylight, it looks pathetic. At night, it was everything. "We need to plan," he says, looking at me and Rachel, "because tonight is going to come again." Rachel's face tightens. "No." "Yes," Darnell says. "That alert wasn't a one-time thing. It was instructions." I swallow. My throat feels raw, like I've been breathing cold air for hours. Tonight will come again. And whatever lives in the dark already knows where we are. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support keeps these creepypastas coming. Until next time, stay alert, stay safe, and never ignore the feeling that something is watching.